Hello, people. Another beautiful day. Yeah. Hope your five senses work. Health and strength is good or excellent. What? What's up, gamers? We back at it again with this Microsoft Activision Blizzard thing. Listen to this. Microsoft says the CMA was wrong to block the merger for these 5 reasons. Microsoft has filed an appeal with the Competition Appeal Tribunal that outlined 5 major reasons why the CMA was wrong to block the Microsoft Activision merger. Says here, Microsoft has filed an appeal asking the UK Appeals Court to overturn the Competition and Market Authority decision to block the Microsoft Activision merger. Says here, as promised, Microsoft has recently filed an appeal with the Competition Appeals Tribunal in an attempt to thwart the CMA merger block. Microsoft legal counsel has listed 5 reasons why the block was unjustified, but one that may carry the most weight is that the CMA made fundamental errors in its assessment of Xbox's current place in the cloud gaming segment. The CMA had found that Xbox cloud gaming streaming had 60% of cloud gaming MAUs in 2022, a number that has been contested. Says here, Microsoft lists other grounds to challenge the decision, including the fact that the CMA failed to make proper account of its 10-year licensing deal with cloud gaming service competition like Nvidia GeForce Now and Boosteroid, both of which will receive free access to Microsoft to Activision Blizzard games if the merger goes through. It's also worth mentioning that these deals pose no real threats to Microsoft due to the business model associated with GeForce Now and Boosteroid, and the deals are probably something that the company had always planned to do. Ground 3 is particularly interesting. Microsoft says the CMA believes that Activision Blizzard would eventually bring its games to cloud service is irrational. However, the publisher wouldn't lose anything if it offered its titles to aforementioned bring your own game streaming service. It's not a stretch to see that Activision could bring its games to such a business model in the effort to expanding the full game sales monetization. Then it says other grounds talks about value of service and how the CMA dealt with Microsoft in relations to its cloud remedies. Microsoft says that the CMA wanted all in one wide sweeping and comprehensive remedy that addresses key concerns and was not all that interested in a range of remedies. Oddly enough, the proposed Microsoft Cloud remedies satisfy European regulators at the European Commission who have approved the merger with specific conditions. Microsoft Counsel is asking the Competition Appeal Tribunal to overturn the CMA's decision and to force the CMA to pay for application fees if Microsoft successfully convince the CAT to overturn the decision. The merger will be kicked back over to the CMA for further analysis. And then it says respondent made fundamental errors in its assessment of applicant current position in cloud gaming service. Respondent failed to consider potential switch to native gaming in a flawed conclusion. Says respondent enumerates narrow market definition. Then it says fundamental errors in its calculation and assessment of market share data for cloud gaming service. Then it says failing to make proper account of 3 long-term commercial agreements, irrational and arrived in an procedural unfair manner. Then it talks about says here abilities and incentive to foreclose rival cloud gaming service by withholding access to Activision gaming content. Then it says unlawful in yellow. Then it says wrongfully relied on evidence that so-called AA games would be important for cloud gaming service. Then it says relevant evidence regarding remedies loses from hypothetical foreclosure. And then it says here due to impose what is described as a comprehensive remedy, failing to consider a range of remedies. Then it says here, interest of commodity interest of committee, rejecting the Microsoft Cloud remedy, acted in breach CMA own remedies guidance, and that's it. So looked like the CMA jumped the gun, provided incorrect information, and now Microsoft is trying to fight this. So by filing an appeal, which they should do, the CMA cannot, they can't hide, when it comes to the higher courts in Europe, and they can't hide. The FTC can't even hide, so when it comes to the Supreme Court in the United States. So this deal need to go to the higher courts, and Microsoft provided remedies, meaning that they're not leaving anybody out. It would be just like Minecraft when they purchased Mojang, and Minecraft is on every platform. That's how this deal is. That's what this deal looks like. When it comes to the whole cloud gaming. Everybody that's that's signed up is going to benefit from it. But the CMA now, made some mistakes, and they need to answer for it. For the mistakes that they made. And rejecting Microsoft remedies without even seriously thinking it through. That is a big problem. So the CMA, let me turn lights on here. The CMA got some explanation to do. So all Microsoft can do now is see this through and take this to the higher courts, in the UK, and to the higher courts in the United States, and let them make a decision on this. So, but Activision Blizzard was really up for grabs. And I think Sony and Google are mad about the situation. About Microsoft purchasing Activision Blizzard. Microsoft just beat them to it. And this is all about cloud gaming service. I mean service. Everybody benefits, whether it's Nware, EE, Ubisoft, Boosteroid, Nvidia, and even Nintendo. They all benefit from this. So it's not like Microsoft was looking out for themselves. This was about taking video games to the next step, which is cloud gaming. So the CMA, they got some explanation to do. Rejecting Microsoft, remedies, without even thinking it through, that's not right. So they got some explanation. They got some explanation to do when it comes to this Activision Blizzard deal. Or did they make their decision based on favoritism with Google and Sony? And what role is Google and Sony has in this? Is there an employee that the CMA, is there an employee that was working for Sony, then probably worked for Google, now they're part of the CMA, that's why they blocked the deal? So there's a lot to look there's a lot to look at when it comes to this Activision Blizzard deal. And was the CMA being fair, or were they taking Sony side or Google side of the matter? So there's a lot to uncover for this, but Microsoft file an appeal, and the appeal got to go through the process. So if that goes through, then it's got to go back to the CMA, and if the CMA still try to double down on their decision, now this has to go to the higher courts, and let the chips fall where they may after that. But other than that, Microsoft was right for doing this. They just got to stay the course and see this through, and see it all the way through to the end, because there are cloud service providers that are looking forward to this, to boost their service based on these 10-year contracts. So Microsoft, it's gonna be some up and down moments in this case. So they got to see it all the way through, whether up, down. You just got to push through, you know. So yeah, that's what they're gonna have to do. But other than that, keep pushing, Microsoft. Keep pushing. Anyway, latest video for y'all to enjoy. Nice talking to you people again. Chris, still Star Wars and Star Trek fan for Dark Side.